Hey, it's your girl Beverly, and I'm back with another episode of my video podcast, Slow Your Roll, Girlfriend. I'm not sitting on my comfortable red couch today. I'm actually outside on my back deck. It's not a really warm day, it is a relatively mild day. But when you were born and raised in the Midwest, 50-degree weather seems like 70-degree weather sometimes. Unfortunately, when you live in the South, people here think that if it's 50 or below, it's time for jackets and coats and gloves. But I am enjoying this beautiful, mild day. In my last episode, when I talked about the things that black folks, or older black folks, take seriously, I said I was going to share with you my own coronavirus scare. So I wanted to do that in this particular segment. In October of last year, I was not feeling well. And let me first of all go back and say that for the past 21 years, I have been living with congestive heart failure. It's been days when I've had really high highs, feeling great. I can conquer the world, I can go mountain climbing, I can do all those things. And then I've had days where I couldn't hardly get out of bed, I was so fatigued, I couldn't hardly breathe. But in October of last year, I was starting to feel the decline again. I was experiencing the shortness of breath, the fatigue, I was coughing, and I just felt miserable. So I went to the doctor and I had an echocardiogram. And the echocardiogram showed that my EF fraction had dropped from 25% to 10%. Now, for those of you who really don't even understand what that means, let me just put it to you in layman's terms. Your EF action should be at least 40% or higher. So you know what 10% means. And as my doctor so bluntly put it, 10% means that you could drop dead at any moment. So she was recommending that I undergo a heart procedure to have a defibrillator implanted in my chest, which I was very reluctant to do. I kept saying, let me try to work it out. Let me try to do my own process. Let me try to exercise more. Let me try to do this, because I just didn't like the idea of having any type of surgery. Well, it didn't get any better. So we're into November now. I'm trying to work and I'm trying to, move my day forward. But it got to the point that one evening, I was so bad that I had to have my husband take me to the urgent care clinic. And when I got there and they ran some tests, they said that I had some type of viral infection. They couldn't explain it specifically, but they said it was pneumonia like and it was a viral infection. So they prescribed some antibiotics and sent me back home. They also told me to follow up with my primary care physician in a few days just to, see how I'm doing and progressing based on the antibiotics I had been taking. Okay, so fast forward to Friday after I left the urgent care on Tuesday. I went to see my doctor to have some more tests run, and then I went home. And the doctor's office said that, what they would do is, if I didn't hear from them, everything was okay, keep doing what I was doing. If I heard from them, they would give me follow-up instructions. Well, I hadn't even been home 30 minutes and the phone rang. It was the doctor's office telling me to get over to the emergency room immediately. And I thought, what the hell? What in the world is happening? So my husband drove me to the ER, packed with people, of course. So if the coronavirus was there, I certainly got it on that day, or at least could have, because there was no such thing as social distancing in the ER. So when I went in to, get my vitals checked and everything, the nurse there said, we're going to have to admit you. And I was thinking, oh my God. And what she explained was that not only was I experiencing this viral infection, but I was also in kidney failure. And I was thinking, how did all this happen? Kidney failure, that was news to me. Well, anyway, the next 24 hours was a blur because, as I said, I was admitted to the hospital and, they were putting IVs in me and I was on a ventilator. And I don't really know all the things that were going on at that time. But I do know that I was extremely, extremely tired to the point that it was just hard to get out of the bed to go to the bathroom, which was only a couple of feet away. But after several days, I started to gradually improve to the point that I was being discharged. Now, I was supposed to have a heart procedure on November 17th. I was released from the hospital on the 11th, I believe. And then that following week, I was supposed to have a heart procedure. But of course, I wasn't able to go through with that because I was just too weak. So that had to be canceled. I continued to try to do what I could to build up my endurance because I promise you, I don't know if I did have the coronavirus, but I'll tell you this as someone who has an underlying condition. When your immune system has been compromised, if you get any type of infection, especially a viral infection, it is extremely difficult to fight that off because you're not only dealing with whatever your condition was, but now you're dealing with something else that has come in and is now trying to take over your body. It is not a good feeling. I mean, when I tell you that there are some days that I just didn't even feel like I wanted to live, that's how bad I felt. And I'm a fighter. So to know that I went there to say that I just didn't want to deal with this anymore, the pain and how the suffering, how I felt, it had to be serious. Well, today I'm okay. I don't know if I had the coronavirus for sure, but I will say this. Based on the symptoms that they say that you get, the fatigue, the cough, the just the shortness of breath. Those are all of the things that I had. Could some of that have been attributed to congestive heart failure? Absolutely. But once again, I do believe that coronavirus was here longer than we have been told. And I'm going to say to you that if you experience any of those symptoms and you have an underlying condition, please, please go get checked. And even if you don't have an underlying condition and you're over the age of 60, please ask your doctor if a test can be run. This is no joke. Now, I don't go around, fearful of the coronavirus. No, because I'm not putting that in my spirit. Did I have it? Yeah, that's very, very possible that I did. But I am moving forward. I'm moving onward because I am not going to allow the fear to set in me. Because let me tell you something, fear will kill you. Fear will kill you in a heartbeat because then you've got all these things going on in your head. And just like I did, I said, you know what? There are days when I felt like I just didn't want to go on, that I would be better off dead. And I think I spoke those words out loud. That's not a good place to be. And just wanted to show you, I did in fact have that heart procedure. The implant I had December 17th. And today I'm okay. So, anyway, I just wanted to let you know that that's the experience that I had. And just a final note here, keep being empowered along your journey. See ya.